There's so many lessons to be learned and encouragement to be gained from the stories of our pioneers. So today I want to tell you a little bit that we know about a young woman named Olive Maria Rice. She was a single young woman who heard and accepted the Millerite message, the message that Jesus was coming soon. She had heard it and accepted it in the year 1842. She had wanted to be a missionary ever since she was a girl and had actually begun missionary training, but when she heard this wonderful message that Jesus was coming back soon, she abandoned her missionary training and began a public evangelistic preaching ministry. She took her Bible and she shared throughout the state of New York the prophetic messages from the book of Daniel and the good news that Jesus was coming back soon. She was apparently a very effective presenter, and many people invited her, requested her to come and speak for them. She wrote to Joshua Himes in a letter that said, "There are constantly 4 or 5 places calling for my labors at the same time." By March of 1843, God had blessed her ministry with hundreds of conversions. Now, female lecturers and preachers were controversial at that time in history, and the Advent believers were actually unique in their support of women preachers. To them, there was a precious message that needed to be shared, and apparently there were not enough clergymen alone to spread the good news. Also, there were some of the Millerites who were encouraged when they saw women preachers, feeling that this was a symbol of the last days, a fulfillment of the prophecy that they read in Joel chapter 2, verses 28 through 29, that says, "And it shall come to pass afterward that I will pour out my spirit on all flesh. Your sons and your daughters shall prophesy, your old men shall dream dreams, your young men shall see visions, and also on my menservant and on my maidservants I will pour out my spirit in those days." So some of them were encouraged to see this young woman preaching. However, she did regularly face male prejudice and was the object of frequent derogatory reports. But like most Advent preachers of her time, she was more interested in ministry than in argument. And this is what she said. She said, "Though men may censure and condemn, I feel justified before God and expect with joy to render my account for thus warning my fellow beings." She had a message and she had a mission. And hardship and opposition for her were just a small thing compared to the joyful anticipation of Jesus' soon coming. We have no record of Sister Rice after the Great Disappointment from 1845 on, so we don't know the rest of her story. But we do know that she fulfilled an important role, spreading an important message at a pivotal point in history. Like Queen Esther, Sister Olivia Maria Rice was uniquely placed in specific circumstances for such a time as this. You and I also have a responsibility that God has designed for us to fill right here and right now. I pray that God will find you and me faithful as well.